All right, I'm back. Let's talk a little bit about week one. First, I should have mentioned this in the intro, but I'll do it now. For this class, and it'll be evident here within this particular weekend modules, uh, uh, I'm a person who's done a lot of things in my academic career. I've done a lot of things with international business, of course, with general management. But for the last 10 years, I've really focused on entrepreneurship and how you start and grow ventures. They can be for-profit ventures, non-profit ventures, institutional entrepreneurs, those who start and grow initiatives within companies. And so we're going to get some things in this class. There's going to be more of an emphasis on that than if you had some other instructor that wasn't gigantically excited about these particular topics. So you're forewarned. Hopefully you have some interest in that particular area also. So let's talk about week one. We've got some great material here. In the first chapter and the first module, we're really talking about what managers do and some of the specific challenges that they have within today's environment. So managers, of course, plan, organize, lead, and control. And by going through this chapter, you'll get a little bit better idea of what that's all about. So great material in this first module. You'll, of course, read the chapter material and then jump into other things. We've got 3 discussion boards. One from entitled Becoming Politically Adept. This is a skill development exercise at the end of chapter 1. So as we talked about in the introduction, the format here is you will go through, you will actually do that exercise, and then you will report out on what you've learned from doing that exercise, and of course bringing in stuff from the actual chapter and from your own work experience also. So you'll need to, of course, post that out by Saturday night, read over everything else's, and comment on what your fellow colleagues come up with. We also have a skill application exercise looking at some of the day-to-day types of political challenges that people encounter. You've got a great video segment. This is a Charlie Rose interview. A gigantic fan of Charlie Rose. Here he's interviewing Walter Isaacson, who wrote a famous book about Steve Jobs. Came out right around shortly after his death, I believe. I'm a big fan of that book. If you're interested in the Apple story, if you're interested in Steve Jobs, it's a great resource, and it's only 500 pages. Okay, so you're going to see a little bit about the follow-up from that particular book and what kind of leadership lessons we can take from that. And as I mentioned in the introduction, one of the things that is key for this class is bring your A game, especially to the discussion boards. And that'll make more sense once you go through that Charlie Rose, Walter Isaacson interview and discussion. All right, so then you jump down to Module 2, of course. And here we're looking at the organizational environment. We've got a discussion board looking at organizational culture. You'll go through, of course, another exercise at the end of chapter. Take a look at that. And you will also, of course, take a look at Zappos. We've got a discussion board there about organizational culture. And spend some time understanding Zappos and how they actively manage organizational culture to accomplish what they are trying to accomplish, which is being a very, very successful organization. So one thing I didn't mention is pretty much at the end of modules we have a point of interest discussion boards. So this is more of an opportunity for you to do a little bit more freestyling, posting about things that topics that are related to that particular module. And of course, as this is compared and contrasted a little bit with the other modules where you're primarily focused on reporting out information on that specific thing that I've asked you to do, a skill development or skill application exercise typically. And you're reporting out, you're commenting on what other people have done within that particular exercise. Point of interest is where you can go out and actually add additional things that you consider relevant in the overall topic of a particular module. All right, so as always, if you have questions, please feel free to contact me. This course opened a little earlier. A bunch of people have already posted information on the Student Introduction discussion board, so that's fantastic. Everybody else needs to get that done soon, and so we know who we have in the class and what type of information we can get from you and learn. Again, in the best MBA program such as this, you can learn as much or more from your colleagues than any other source. So take advantage of that resource starting now with getting to know your colleagues a little bit better. All right, I think that's it for week 1, module 1, module 2. Look forward to seeing great posts on the discussion board, and let's get it done. All right, bye-bye.